Yamunatira vanachari Jai Radha Madhava Kunja Vihari Gopi Jana Vallabha Giri Varadhari Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Ram Hare Hare Krishna Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare जय राधा कुंज बिहारी राधा कुंज बिहारी राधे। जय गौरनिताय 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 जय गौरनिताय। जय जय प्रभुपाद 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 जय जय प्रभुपाद। हरिनाम संकीर्तन की। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। नारायणं नमस्कृत्यं नरं चैव नरोत्तमं देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं ततो जयमुदीरये। नष्टप्रायेषु अभद्रेषु नित्यं भागवत सेवया भगवत्युत्तमश्लोके भक्तिर्भवति नैष्टिकी। कृष्णाय वासुदेवाय देवकी नंदनाय च नंदगोपकुमाराय गोविंदाय नमो नमः। Reading from Srimad Bhagavatam.
हरे कृष्ण। आज हमारा परम सौभाग्य है, हमारे बीच में हिज ग्रेस हल्दर निताई प्रभु यहाँ पधारे हैं। प्रभु जी जो है इस्कॉन मायापुर में रहते हैं और वहाँ MIH जो जहाँ के जो गुरुकुल है वहाँ वो गुरुकुल के बच्चों को पढ़ाते हैं और उसके साथ साथ वहाँ जो यज्ञों की जो ट्रेनिंग होती है, जैसे हमें यहाँ रिसेंटली हमारे राम भक्ति प्रभु जो उन्होंने ट्रेनिंग लिया तो उनके अंडर ही प्रभु जी ने ट्रेनिंग लिया यज्ञ कैसे करने चाहिए। तो जो गोपाल भट्ट गोस्वामी ने जो किताब लिखी है उसके हिसाब से पूरा वो ट्रेनिंग देते हैं। हालांकि प्रभु जी जो है IIT खड़गपुर से उन्होंने पास आउट किया है और 2007 और 8
यस प्रभु
2008 में प्रभु जी यहीं आते थे और यहीं से फिर बाद में यहाँ 3 महीने यहाँ रहे थे प्रभु जी साथ में और फिर बाद में उनको कलकत्ता भेजा गया था सेवा के लिए। फिर वहाँ से वो 12 साल तक उन्होंने पूरा गुरुकुल में ट्रेनिंग लिया, पूरा सारे शास्त्रों हमारे आचार्यों की सारे टीकाओं का जो संस्कृत का उन्होंने जो अभ्यास किया। तो अभी वो गुरुकुल में वो ट्रेनिंग देते हैं और उसके साथ साथ वो यज्ञ सिखाते हैं और जो हमारे आचार्यों की जो टीकाएँ हैं, जो फिलोसफी है, उस पर वो हम सबको मार्गदर्शन करते हैं। तो हमारा परम सौभाग्य है, हमारे घर के हैं, अभी मायापुर में वहाँ जाके प्रचार करते हैं। तो उनका हम स्वागत करते हैं हमारे महाराष्ट्र श्री राधा कुंज मंदिर में। एक बार जोर से हरे कृष्ण महामंत्र बोलते हैं। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। हिज ग्रेस हल्दर निताय प्रभु की जय।
आज का श्लोक है 7-8-43। श्री ऋषय उच्चुः त्वं नस्ताप परममात्त यदात्मतेजो येनेदमि आदिपुरुषात्मगतं ससर्क्ता तद्विप्रलुप्तमन् अमुनाद्य शरण्यपाल रक्षागृहीत वपुषा पुनरन्वमंस्तः श्रीऋषयौचुः त्वं नस्तपः परममात्त यदात्मतेजो येनेदमादिपुरुषात्मगतं ससर्क्ता तद्विप्रलुप्तममुनाद्य शरण्यपाल रक्षागृहीत वपुषा पुनरन्वमंस्तः प्लीज रिसेट श्री ऋषयौचुः त्वं नस्तपः परममात्मयतात्मतेजो येनेदमादिपुरुषात्मगतं ससर्क्ता तद्विप्रलुप्तममुनाद्य शरण्यपाल रक्षागृहीत वपुषा पुनरन्वमंस्तः त्वं नस्तपः परममात्त यदात्मतेजो येनेदमात्पुरुषात्मगतं ससर्क्ता तद्विप्रलुप्तममुनाद्य शरण्यपाल रक्षागृहीत वपुषा पुनरन्वमंस्तः। प्रभु यदि हिंदी में बोलना है तो कोई और इसका पढ़ेंगे तो बाद में मैं कह सकता हूँ, और shall I do it in English? No, I can read this, but it will not be so proper. Somebody else can read, then it will be.
अनुवाद। सारे उपस्थित ऋषियों ने उनकी इस प्रकार स्तुति की, हे प्रभु, हे शरणागत पालक, हे आदि पुरुष, आपने हमें पहले जिस तपस्या की विधि का उपदेश दिया है वह आपकी ही आध्यात्मिक शक्ति है। आप तपस्या से ही भौतिक जगत का सृजन करते हैं। यह तपस्या आप में सुप्त रहती है। इस दैत्य ने अपने कार्यकलापों से इसी तपस्या को रोक सा रखा था, किंतु अब हम लोगों की रक्षा करने के लिए आप जिस नरसिम्हा देव के रूप में प्रकट हुए हैं उससे तथा इस असुर को मारने से तपस्या की विधि का फिर से अनुमोदन हुआ है। परपट तात्पर्य। सारे जीव 84 लाख योनियों में भ्रमण करते हुए आत्मा साक्षात्कार का अवसर मनुष्य रूप में प्राप्त करते हैं और तब धीरे धीरे देवता, किन्नर तथा चारण के पद को पाते हैं, जिसका वर्णन आगे किया जाएगा। मनुष्य जीवन से ऊपर सभी उच्च स्तरों पर मुख्य कर्तव्य तपस्या है। जैसे कि ऋषभदेव ने अपने पुत्रों को उपदेश दिया था, तपो दिव्यम पुत्र का ये न सत्वम शुद्ध्यते। अपने भौतिक जीवन को सुधारने के लिए तपस्या परमावश्यक है, किंतु जब सामान्य लोग असुर के अधीन हो जाते हैं या आसुरी शासन के नियंत्रण में आ जाते हैं तो वे इस प्रक्रिया को आगे भूल जाते हैं और क्रमशः वे भी आसुरी बन जाते हैं। अतएव सारे ऋषि जो सामान्यतः तपस्या में लगे थे, नरसिम्हा देव द्वारा हिरण्यकशिपु के मारे जाने पर चिंता मुक्त हो गए। उन्होंने अनुभव किया कि भगवान द्वारा मानव जीवन संबंधी मूल उपदेश की कि यह आत्मा साक्षात्कार हेतु तपस्या करने के लिए है, पुनः पुष्टि की गई जब उन्होंने हिरण्यकशिपु का वध कर दिया।
हरे कृष्ण। So let us chant prayers. Om अज्ञानतिमिरन्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूपा कदा मह्यं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकं। वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरो श्रीयुतापदकमलं श्रीगुरुन् वैष्णवांश्च। श्रीरूपं साग्रजातां सहगण रघुनाथान्वितं तं सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनसहितं कृष्णचैतन्यदेवं श्रीराधाकृष्णपादान् सहगण ललिता श्रीविशाखान्वितांश्च। नमो विष्णुपादाय कृष्णप्रेष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदांत स्वामिनिति नामिने। नमस्ते सारस्वते देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य देशतारिणे। नमो महावदन्याय कृष्ण प्रेम प्रदायते कृष्णाय कृष्ण चैतन्य नामिने गौरत्विसे नमः। हे कृष्णा करुणा सिंधु दीनबंधो जगत्पते गोपेश गोपिका कांत श्री राधा कांत नमोस्तुते। तप्त कांचन गौरांगी श्री राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी वृषभानुस्तुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये। वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासदि गौरभक्तवृंद। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। करोति वाचालं पंगुलं लंघयति यत्कृपातमहं वन्दे श्रीगुरुदेवं। हरे कृष्ण। सबसे पहले मैं यहाँ पर उपस्थित सभी भक्तों का प्रार्थना करता हूँ और आपका ब्लेसिंग्स लूँगा। हाँ, और क्षमा मांगता हूँ कि मैं हिंदी में उतना अच्छा बोल नहीं सकता हूँ, तो मैं प्रयास करूँगा क्योंकि यहाँ पर उपस्थित सभी भक्तों को हिंदी में अच्छे समझ में आएगा। लेकिन ज़्यादातर इंग्लिश में ही बोलूँगा, ठीक है। So the 7th canto, the major discussion of the 7th canto goes in discussing about Prahlad Maharaj's pastime. It's the most important pastime in the sense, for first 6 cantos, the whole Bhagavatam goes in one direction, and from the 7th canto it starts to take a different direction. One senior Vaishnava has explained us that Bhagavatam naturally raises one's consciousness from if you just stick to it and read it thoroughly, it naturally raises one's consciousness from whatever level we are to the highest. As you all know, the first verse of Bhagavatam itself, it condemns anything other than pure devotional service. So, dharma projita kaitavotra paramo nirmatsaranam satam. All kind of kaitava dharma, सभी जो kaitava dharma है उसको भागवतम साइड में रख दी और खाली शुद्ध भक्ति का डिस्कशन है भागवतम में. So only pure devotional service. So in the first two cantos, most of the discussion is centered around what is pure devotional service and what is not devotional service. Basically, what is devotional service and what is not devotional service. And no, this continues up till 6th cantos. And from the 7th canto, it discusses more from what is the difference between pure devotional service and mixed devotional service. So, हमको भक्ति और अभक्ति के बीच में अंतर जानना इससे पर्याप्त नहीं है, यही पर्याप्त नहीं. और मिश्र भक्ति और शुद्ध भक्ति के बीच में भी क्या अंतर है वो भी जानने बहुत अनिवार्य है अगर किसी व्यक्ति को भगवत धाम जाना है तो. 7th canto onwards, the discussion of all the pastimes very much emphasizes the difference between mixed and pure unalloyed devotional service. That the pastime of Prahlad Maharaj shows it's not by birth. Like bhakti doesn't depend whether you are born in a good Vaishnava or Brahman family and all the situation is good, then only bhakti is possible. This whole pastime of Prahlad Maharaj epitomizes that whatever may be the situation, whatever may be your condition, pure bhakti is always possible. इस खंड में हम देखते कि प्रहलाद महाराज का स्थिति जो है किसी भी प्रकार से आप देखेंगे वो भक्ति के लिए अनुकूल नहीं है. प्रहलाद महाराज कोई देवगण नहीं है, देवताओं के बीच में जन्म नहीं हुआ उनका, और असुरों के बीच में वो सामान्य असुर भी नहीं था. उनका पिताश्री बोल रहे थे कि मैं ही भगवान हूं. उस स्थिति में उनका जन्म हुआ और उनके पास हजार रीजन है कि भक्ति नहीं करने का. He has hundreds of reasons, thousands of reasons why he can't practice bhakti to give. One devotee told there are generally two problems for us to practice in bhakti. हमारे पास दो प्रॉब्लम है भक्ति करने के लिए. एक है, the first one is whatever kind of temptations we have. तो कुछ अन्य चीजों के प्रति टेम्पटेशन आना, और दूसरा है कि भय, fear. So for Prahlad Maharaj, what is the temptation if he just leaves bhakti and follows his father? What does he get? He get to become the lord of the entire universe. After the father, he is the son, no? So he could have become the master of the entire universe. And then by not following those, by going against and trying to practice bhakti, what kind of obstacles he was facing? He was thrown away from the top of the mountain. He was put in the midst of the burning fire to get burned. What not? Whatever way a person could be killed, all those things were tried upon Prahlad Maharaj. That is such a serious level of obstacle that we can't even imagine. So to practice, he has such serious level of obstacles, and if he gives up, what kind of gift is awaiting him is the entire universe. But still he didn't give it up. Still Prahlad Maharaj practiced pure bhakti. So that's why his example is one of the greatest when it comes to the example for practice of pure devotion. Jai Shri Shri Radha Kunj Bihari Dev ki jai. Jai Gaur Nitai ki jai. So here we see in this present chapter how Lord Narsimha Dev, he appears to protect Prahlad Maharaj, to make the words of his pure devotee true. Then as soon as Prahlad Maharaj says, yes, my Lord is in this pillar, he appeared from the pillar. And then he was so angry. His anger is because his devotee has been punished for practicing bhakti. And he was so angry even after killing, ripping apart Hiranyakashipu's abdomen, and killing all other demons. Still anger was not subsided. And at that time, all the demigods, they try to pacify him. First Lord Brahma, then Lord Shiva, then Indra, and in this current verse, then the rishis. So each of the personalities, if you go deeply in each of these verses, each of the personalities, their prayer is according to their level of realization. How Lord Brahma prayed, Lord Shiva prayed, and then how Indra prayed, and next how the rishis prayed. They all are praying to the Supreme Lord based on their realizations. Now for the rishis, the most important aspect is tapa, following austerities. So they all were performing different levels of austerities, and now because of Hiranyakashipu, he created such an havoc that they couldn't perform the austerities they were meant to perform. Interestingly, in this verse, wherever the presence of Lord is felt, it immediately raises the consciousness of the people. So in this particular verse, we see the rishis were praying, "Oh my dear Lord," once again. In their prayers they said, the process of austerity and penance in which you instructed us before this is the spiritual power of your very self. So they could realize when the Lord came in front of them that the goal of all their activities is He Himself. Most of the time this is forgotten, that why we are performing austerities, why certain activities are performed. Most of the time while practicing bhakti also, we tend to forget what is the goal of our performance of actions. Because naturally there are conditioning in living entities, everything he mixes with karma and jnana. So the aspect of karma is to just focus on the ritual. And the aspect of jnana is to just focus on the knowledge, what is gaining. So these two are conditionings. And then you'll see very well in the case of Prahlad Maharaj how he is completely removing all this unwanted karma and jnana mishra. So, as explained by Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu in Chaitanya Charitamrita and Bhaktivinoda Thakur later, that there is a difference between Shraddha in the beginning, which is Ado Shraddha, to the Dhrida Shraddha, which starts at the level of Nishtha. What is the difference? At the level of Ado Shraddha, a person may have faith on the Supreme Personality of Godhead. He has little bit faith in the scripture, little bit faith in the process, so he comes and engages in deity worship. But that is weak faith because he's still at the level of Kanishta Bhakta. He doesn't have faith in the devotees of the Lord. He doesn't have faith in the process of devotional service. But at the level of Nishtha, a devotee comes to the consciousness that except for bhakti, nothing can help me advance in devotional service. Bhakti is supremely independent. There is no need of mixing of karma and jnana while practice of devotional service. It is natural when we begin practicing devotional service to have a mix of karma and jnana. Because that's all we know. If we think bhakti means, oh, I do these activities, then Krishna will be pleased. And then again, this knowledge about him, then I know about God, then I know devotion. No. But because all we know is knowledge and activity, we engage them in service of the Lord. But then a level should come in practice of bhakti where we realize we completely submit to the Supreme Lord, submit to His Bhakti Shakti, submit to the Tulsi Devi who is, the giver of bhakti, that, oh my dear Lord, oh my dear Tulsi Devi, it's only by your mercy I can advance in devotion. I don't know anything about devotional service. And it is not an artificial prayer. We come to that realization because bhakti doesn't depend upon one's own erudite learning or how many activities or how much karma you perform. Yeah. So here we see the rishis. As soon as they saw the Supreme Personality of Godhead, they came to this realization that, oh, austerity is meant for pleasing the Supreme. As Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur writes in this his commentary of this verse, he says, until today, we have not been performing austerities. You have taught us about the supreme austerity, which is meditation on your powerful form. So, the rishis were feeling, until today, we are not even performing austerity. What we were doing is not even actual austerity. The real austerity is meditation upon the Supreme Lord. That is the only austerity. As we see, Srila Prabhupada explains in this purport also he quotes the verse from Rishabhadev instruction to his son, Tapo divyam putrakayana sattvam. So, tapa should be performed for transcendental purpose, divyam, not for any material purpose. Tapasya performed for material purpose will only cause trouble to us. Whereas tapasya performed for a transcendental purpose will give us bhakti. Then we see that Srila Prabhupada was always asked, many places he was questioned. So many journalists used to question, oh Swamiji, you have now introduced this Krishna consciousness movement. What is the use of it? And why are you all, having shaven heads, performing these regulative principles? Prabhupada mentions about the difference between human and animal is that human can perform tapasya for a higher cause, whereas an animal cannot perform. For example, we are going across the shop, like we have a very nice sweet shop here. Now you feel that you need to eat a sweet. But if you don't have money, what do you think? Okay, some other time let me eat. But whereas an animal, for example, a cow sees in the sabji market something to eat, he knows that he can't take, but still he goes and puts his mouth. And then he gets a beating. And after some time again he comes, again he puts his mouth. Because an animal doesn't have any restriction for his senses. There is no sense control in an animal. But the human being can control his senses if he wants to. So austerity is can be performed by only humans. So that is the first qualification for advancing on the path of spirituality is one should be able to perform some austerity. And Prabhupada mentions about what is the austerity in the Krishna consciousness process. Chant, dance and take prasadam. And we follow 4 regulative principles and chant, japa, chant 16 rounds of Hare Krishna Mahamantra, dance in front of the Lord and take prasadam only. So this is also an austerity because we have so many options. We can get up whenever we want. We can do whatever activities we want. But we have chosen that if we want to advance on the path of spirituality, then we will do certain kind of activities. So this is a tapasya, but this tapasya is very pleasurable, unlike the tapasya done by others. And so that's why this tapasya which devotees perform is considered susukam kartum avyayam. So you can perform this tapasya, the voluntary austerity, with Jai Shri Shri Radha Madhava, Jai Shri Radha Kunjabihari ki Jai. So we can perform these austerities in a very pleasing way. Susukam, in a very happy way. Whereas any other austerity performed by people is very unpleasant. Every day people have to go to do job. If it is announced by their manager, oh, you will get your money no matter whether you come to the office or not. How many percentage of people will go to office? Very less. Because this austerity is something which we don't like to do, don't like to perform, the austerity. Yeah? But the austerities in Krishna consciousness, they are very, very pleasurable. So, they are very pleasing to heart. And Srila Prabhupada mentions that the austerities of Krishna consciousness is about chanting, dancing and feasting. So these austerities will never be causing any trouble to a person. And we hear about the austerities of different kinds. There are austerities of body, austerities of mind, and austerities of speech. That is mentioned in Bhagavad Gita. What is austerity of body? Austerity of body, as mentioned in Bhagavad Gita, I think 17th chapter, 13, 14, 15, 16. Austerity for the body is respecting or worshipping the Supreme Lord, worshipping His devotees, worshipping the Brahmanas, worshipping all those who are worthy of worship. That is austerity of the body. And austerity of speech is speaking those words which are pleasing, which are truthful, which are not agitating to any person. And austerity of mind is being simple, having simplicity of heart. No, austerity of body also has celibacy. Austerity of mind has doing activities. Those are being simple at heart and doing activities which are purifying, which cause purifying one's existence. And like that, many things are mentioned in Bhagavad Gita. So, we all have to do some austerity. But this austerity should be for purifying one's existence. And tomorrow is a very auspicious day that we are going to fast. Fasting on Ekadasis. And a special Ekadasi. If we cannot fast on all the Ekadasis, at least one Ekadasi, we perform full fasting and engage ourselves in chanting, reading, hearing about Krishna. This is to elevate ourselves in the process of bhakti. See, austerity can be done in many ways. As Prabhupada mentions that politicians also perform this austerity of fasting. But their goal of performing austerity is what? Some political reason. They wanted something to happen. They cannot take away by force. So they sit on, doing nirjala. So they think that they can force the opposite parties to what they want by doing this austerity. But these austerities are not useful for the living entity in any way. Neither it will help them grow spiritually, and sometimes they even die performing such austerities. So, but whereas the austerities on the path of spirituality are helping us advance and give us bhakti. For example, tomorrow is the Ekadasi where we perform austerity of doing nirjala, or those who cannot do jala. But the main purpose of this austerity is to focus our energy more and more in remembrance of the Supreme Lord. And by doing such austerities, then we purify our existence. You purify ourselves. You purify our consciousness. And by such purification, then all unwanted desires, all our anarthas in heart will eventually get eradicated. Yes? So, as mentioned by the rishis here, and they are glorifying the Supreme Lord, that performing tapasya is an essential aspect in one's life, and the real tapasya is to meditate on the form of the Supreme Lord. In our practical life also, we see in our Vedic tradition, there is different kind of activities we do in order to help us focus more on Supreme Lord. As a brahmachari, the main austerity for brahmachari is to follow exactly what his guru says. And that means to wake up in the early morning, prepare for the worship of the Lord, where his guru will worship the deities, then go every day to collect firewood and everything for cooking, for arranging for cooking, arranging for the guru's needs, and then sitting and studying Shastra. And as Grihastha, now he is successfully completed his brahmacharya life and came to the Grihastha ashram. As Grihastha, what is the austerity? Now he has got his own home, his own family, his own children. So he can live life the way he wants, no? But Srila Prabhupada mentioned the most important aspect for Grihastha life is they have to have a deity at home if they cannot come to temple and worship the deity. It is a very important aspect as mentioned by Prabhupada in the 7th canto only, 5th chapter. It says if a Grihastha is not positively engaged, is not engaged in deity worship of the Lord, his fall down is positively assured. Because when we go out during the day, everybody is coming across so many materialistic thought processes, people with materialistic ideas. So the contamination from materialism is very difficult to avoid if we are not pure. So hence, that's why for Grihasthas it's mentioned they do deity worship. Apart from this, another important thing that has to be done is performing the samskaras. Everybody, especially in the life of Grihastha, then the first samskara is we perform a vivaha. Vivaha is also samskara. It's not the modern way how people perform marriages. It's all about the maximum amount of energy spent in taking pictures, photographs, and dancing, and all unwanted decorations and all. But what is the essence of marriage? Is two personalities coming together and taking a vow that they will together serve the Supreme Lord. And then it is also a tapasya to be committed to one person and perform bhakti together. Because we have our own ways, they have their own ways, like that. But then, the samskara we make promise that we will do in front of the Lord, in front of so many devotees and elders. So we stick to the commitment. And then the Garbhadan samskar, we want to, everybody would like to have their own children. But if that children become somebody like Prahlad Maharaj, then it will be glorious. So, if you perform Garbhadan samskar, then there is a very good chance that a devotee child appears. And then eventually all the other samskaras in one's life is all about, we try to make all the major situations in our life Krishna conscious. So that's why we need to perform the samskaras. And how do you perform the samskaras is also given by our acharyas very easily, as Prabhu was mentioning. The book Satkriya Saradipika, given by Gopala Bhatta Goswami, he mentions in the beginning of the book that I'm writing this book for those people who are following Varnashram, the Brahman, Kshatriya, Vaishya, Shudras, and those who are outside of Varnashram, even those whom we consider as Mlechas, Yavanas, Antyajas. For all of them, this book is meant. But for those who are ready to take full shelter of the Supreme Lord. So, for all the devotees who want to take shelter of the Supreme Lord, then please follow these instructions given by me. And then he mentions, this book I have taken extreme care to avoid any mix of karma and jnana. Karma means people want to worship so many demigods. Worship or having the mood of, sacrificing for some other superior cause is a good thing. But why people worship demigods? No, as Krishna says, Kamestester hita jnana prapadyante anya devata. Because of kama, lust, people want to have something. So for getting some material benefit, we are worshipping. So that is the wrong thing. That we are worshipping because for gaining some material benefit. And then because of the material benefit, you are not approaching the Supreme Lord, you are approaching somebody else. Just like Prabhupada gives example, if I want, my land to be registered, then the government has its protocol how to do. You go through an authorized process. But there is other way also you can do. You can please the, MRO or somebody. Give him some bribe and get your work done. It's also a way. But is it authorized? No. Similarly, worshipping of demigods is like that. They are in charge of particular function in this material world. And if somebody is trying to worship a demigod and gain some benefit, he's not gaining full benefit of it because he's only worship one demigod, and also at the same time he's going against the order of the Supreme Lord. So he'll be subjected to punishment. So that's the reason then it's very, very important that we follow an authorized process given by our own acharyas. As Gopala Bhatta Goswami mentioned about the samskaras, and the process is very simple. The beauty of, the entire Vaishnava process, especially the Gaudiya Vaishnavism, is it's very simple. Even the way the samskaras are done in the Gaudiya Vaishnavism is very simple, straightforward. Certain times for certain samskaras, there is only 1 or 2 extra mantras you chant, apart from performing the regular worship of the Lord. Just 2 verses mentioning about, "Oh my dear Lord, I see you as the master and the giver of this particular benefit to me." Some devotee did Pumsavahana. They had a desire for male child. It's mentioned in the Shastra. So in Satkriya, only 1 verse. "My dear Supreme Lord, you are the Supreme Male. You are the giver of all benefits. If you desire so, please bestow me a male child." It is very much intact with how a Vaishnava prays, what he wants to do. So, the entire process given by, just this is an example of samskaras given by one of our acharya. What Srila Prabhupada gave us, the process, the worship, the lifestyle. That every day we get up in the morning, we worship the Lord. During the day you do according to your varna, whatever job you need to do. Again, evening worship the Lord. Then you are protected. Because of this lifestyle given by Prabhupada, today bhakti is spread all over the world. Even before that, there are, many ways people were trying. But this process was so simple and so apt. Anybody in any part of the world could practice this austerity. And what was the result? Everybody started becoming devotees. Whether they are hippies from America or a Brahmin born in a very, very elevated Brahmin family in India. Unfortunate situation was even those who are who are part of the Vedic fold were leaving that and trying to go to other countries to earn money. When Prabhupada tried in India before he went to West, how many people he got? One person. That too half commitment. That was the situation. But then when he went to the West, established, gave us the full process, then when he come back, now we see how the Krishna consciousness mission is spread far and wide. So the essence is, the austerities that has to be performed are only those which are instructed by us by pure devotees, because those austerities will help us to remember the Lord. And as mentioned in this particular verse, as Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur mentions, that the greatest austerity is concentrating one's mind on the Supreme Personality of Godhead. There is no other austerity which is going to give any better benefit than this. Yes. Haribo. At 9 o'clock, no? Anybody has any comments, question? One we can do.
Thank you very much for Prabhuji for such a wonderful discussion. हिंदी में प्रश्न पूछता हूँ.
हाँ.
जैसे भक्ति की प्रैक्टिस हम करते हैं, लेकिन भौतिक इच्छा होती है, लेकिन फिर भी हम भगवान की भक्ति छोड़ना नहीं चाहते, क्योंकि हमें पता है ये भक्ति बहुत शुद्ध है, लेकिन अभी प्रहलाद के लेवल पे हम आए नहीं हैं. थोड़ी थोड़ी भौतिक इच्छा होती है, तो भगवान उसको कैसे डील करते हैं?
बहुत अच्छा प्रश्न है. प्रभु जी ये कह रहे थे कि हम प्रहलाद महाराज की स्थिति में नहीं है, हमको भक्ति करने की इच्छा है, भगवान के चरण नहीं छोड़ना चाहते, फिर भी हमारे इच्छा है अंदर, तो हम क्या करें इस स्थिति पे? इसलिए पहले 6 अध्याय कैंटो स्कंद, पहले 6 स्कंद में हम देखते कि पहले कर्दम मुनि, उनको इच्छा था कि गृहस्थ आश्रम में जाना है, तो उन्होंने क्या किया? भगवान के शरण लिए. तो उससे क्या हुआ? बाद में उनके पुत्र के रूप में कौन आए थे? भगवान कपिल देव आए थे. और बाद में ध्रुव महाराज का स्थिति देखते हैं हम. ध्रुव महाराज, उनको तो सबसे बड़े मटेरियल डिजायर, उनसे भी बड़ा मटेरियल डिजायर किसी का नहीं था. उनका डिजायर था कि ब्रह्मा जी से भी ज्यादा मुझे बड़ा राज्य चाहिए, लेकिन उन्होंने भगवान का शरण लिया और जो शुद्ध भक्त है भगवान का, उनका आदेश का पालन किया. तो यही अंतर है. हिरण्यकशिपु और ध्रुव महाराज दोनों ने तप किया, इतना घोर तपस्या किया कि देवलोक स्वर्ग में भी हाहाकार मच रहे उनके तपस्या के तेज के द्वारा. वो हिरण्यकशिपु के तपस्या के द्वारा भी हुआ और ध्रुव महाराज के तपस्या के द्वारा भी हुआ. लेकिन अंतर इतना है, ध्रुव महाराज के तपस्या के द्वारा भगवान प्रसन्न हुए और ध्रुव महाराज खुद बाद में भगवत धाम चले गए. लेकिन हिरण्यकशिपु के तपस्या के द्वारा सब लोग बहुत चिंतित हो गए. बाद में भी उन्होंने बहुत सताया सबको, और अंत में उनकी मृत्यु किस प्रकार हुई? बहुत भयानक मृत्यु हुई उनकी. तो तपस्या करने का जो मैकेनिज्म है वो एक ही हो सकता है. या हिरण्यकशिपु जिसका जितना मतलब मनोबल है उसके हिसाब से उनका तपस्या की स्थिति, मतलब तपस्या के लेवल बहुत डीप हो सकता है. लेकिन वो तपस्या यदि भगवान की प्रसन्नता के लिए नहीं करेंगे हम, तो उससे कुछ फायदा नहीं होगा. हमारा भलाई नहीं होगा, किसी और का भलाई नहीं होगा. यदि वो तपस्या ध्रुव महाराज की तरह भगवान की प्रसन्नता के लिए करेंगे हम, तो हमारे लिए भलाई होगा और पूरा विश्व का भलाई होगा. तो इसीलिए तपस्या हमेशा भगवान की प्रसन्नता के लिए होना चाहिए। और कल भी अगर हम तपस्या करेंगे एकादशी का, ऐसा नहीं तपस्या देखो मैं निर्जल किया हूं, मैं इतना माला किया हूं, मैं सबसे बढ़िया हूं, ये प्रभु जी सो रहे थे, ये प्रभु जी तो मंदिर में ही नहीं थे सुबह से, और नो ये माता जी तो आए ही नहीं मंदिर में। इस प्रकार की अगर हमारा चेतना है तो पूरे निर्जल एकादशी का तपस्या का कुछ फल नहीं मिलने वाला है हमको। यदि हमारा चेतना इस प्रकार की है, मेरे आत्म शुद्ध करना है मुझे, एक भौतिक देह के शुद्धिकरण के लिए, और हमारे जिह्व लालच को नो कंट्रोल करने के लिए मैं ये तपस्या कर रहा हूं। और इस समय यदि अगर मैं कुछ आहार नहीं प्राप्त करूंगा, कुछ कुकिंग नहीं करूंगा, तो मेरे पास और भी समय है भगवान के सेवा करने के लिए, श्रवण और कीर्तन करने के लिए। इस प्रकार के हम मनोभाव रख के यदि भगवान के प्रसन्नता के लिए कल हम निर्जल एकादशी का फास्टिंग करेंगे तो हमारे लिए बहुत बहुत अच्छा होगा, और बाकी सबको भी प्रसन्नता होगा हमारे तपस्या से। हरे कृष्ण। थैंक यू वेरी मच।
मेरा क्वेश्चन क्या था कि हमें भौतिक इच्छा पूरा नहीं करना है, भौतिक आ नहीं रहा है, तो क्या किया जा सकता है? भक्ति नहीं छूटे और भौतिक इच्छा भी चली जाए।
हाँ हाँ, तो इसमें एक ही चीज हम कर सकते, दृढ़ भक्ति। यदि कोई भगवत भक्ति दृढ़ रूप से कर रहे, हमारे भौतिक इच्छा अंदर है, हम कितने मूर्ख हैं हमको पता है। यदि आप मुझे पूछेंगे प्रभु आपका सोच विचार किस प्रकार के है, तो बोलने लायक नहीं है। लेकिन हमारे पास एक ही शक्ति है कि हमारे स्वतंत्रता इतना ही है। यदि आप भक्ति करना चाहते हैं भगवान के अंतरंग शक्ति के शेल्टर लेना चाहते हैं या बहिरंग शक्ति की, तो हमारे पास एक ही उपाय है कि जब आपका स्थिति अच्छा है उस समय में आप दृढ़ रूप से भक्ति कीजिए, और जितना हम भक्ति करेंगे हमारे भौतिक इच्छा अपने आप चले जाएंगे धीरे धीरे। हाँ, यदि हम ये एक बार विचार करेंगे, हम जब भक्ति में पहले साल भक्ति में थे, हमारे सोच विचार किस प्रकार के थे और अभी हमारे सोच विचार किस प्रकार के हैं, उससे पता चलता है कि हम बहुत भक्ति में आगे बढ़े, उन्नति हुई हमारी। और भक्ति में एक धैर्य रखना है, पेशेंस की, और एक दिन और 2 दिन में होने वाला काम नहीं है, क्योंकि अनेक जन्मों से हम ये काल चक्र में, कर्म के चक्र में फंसे हैं। तो समय तो लगेगा हमको उन्नति प्राप्त करने के लिए, लेकिन इस समय, जिस समय हम भक्ति करने के लिए प्रण लिया, ये बहुत ही मूल्यवान समय है। जो चैतन्य महाप्रभु का अवतार चैतन्य महाप्रभु ने अवतार लिया, जो स्वयं कृष्ण है, और भक्त के रूप में आके भक्ति कैसे करना है, शुद्ध भक्ति कैसे करना है, उन्होंने हमको मार्ग दिखाया। और इससे अच्छा और कुछ नहीं हो सकता है। भगवान खुद आके हमको मार्ग दिखाया कि किस प्रकार की भक्ति करनी चाहिए। हम केवल अपना मन बुद्धि सब इस भक्ति करने के लिए हम यूज करेंगे तो धीरे धीरे बाकी सब जो भी हमारे अनवांटेड मटेरियल डिजायर्स, हमारे डिजायर्स है, वो सब हट जाएगा। इसके लिए अलग से कुछ करने से कुछ फायदा नहीं है। जैसे प्रभुपाद जी इसीलिए इसके परपट में, इसके तात्पर्य में कह रहे कि तप दिव्य काम के लिए करना चाहिए, और दिव्य काम एक ही है जिस कार्य से हमका भगवान के स्मरण हो सकता है। तो हमारा श्रवण कीर्तन का, आप अच्छे से श्रवण कीर्तन कर रहे हैं, इसका प्रूफ क्या है कि आपका भगवान का स्मरण होगा आपका जीवन में। यदि आप सोते वक्त भी भगवान के स्मरण हो रहे, आपका भगवान के बारे में ही आपका ड्रीम्स आ रहे, मतलब आपका श्रवण और कीर्तन बहुत अच्छा हो रहा है। तो जो भी छोटे छोटे इधर उधर का आपका जो इच्छा है उसको भूल जाए कि बहुत अच्छे स्थिति में है आप, और इसी के आपके पास जितना अच्छा स्थिति है उसका आप यू जस्ट काउंट द ब्लेसिंग्स व्हाट यू आर हैविंग राइट नाउ एंड जस्ट फोकस ऑन प्रैक्टिसिंग प्योर भक्ति। आपके जितना जितना दुआ है भगवान के भक्तों के द्वारा, वो सब काउंट करके हम भक्ति करेंगे, तो इससे बढ़कर हमको और कुछ है नहीं। हरे कृष्ण। थैंक यू वेरी मच। ग्रंथराज श्रीमद् भागवतम की जय। जगत गुरु श्रील प्रभुपाद की। और